Welcome to this 30-minute beginner's yoga flow. I'm Vanessa Rudge from Being Yoga, and I'm so excited that you're here and interested in starting yoga. So there is nothing tricky or pretzel-y in this flow, and it's designed to ease you into regular yoga classes at a studio or maybe some more challenging classes online. You might like to have a block, and a yoga mat is always helpful too. So let's get started in a comfortable seated position. You could have the feet further out, or I like to have the feet closer in. Even raising the hips, sitting onto your block can really help to get the spine long, which is really what you want. A nice tall spine so that you can breathe freely and deeply. So let's do that now, closing the eyes and finding a length through the body from your stable base to an elegant crown, and allowing the breath to wash from base to crown as you inhale. And with the exhale, finding an elegant emptying out. So as you inhale, you want to feel your body filling from the belly to the side ribs, into the upper back and chest. And exhaling and really lingering in that exhalation and making sure that you empty out completely. It's often that we don't exhale fully and just rush to the next inhalation. So we can live our life like that as well, rushing to the next new shiny thing without putting a nice full stop in whatever it is that we're doing. So exhaling deeply and completely, symbolically finishing this one task before beginning a new one. So let's start to work with our arms and movement with our breath, which is the essence of vinyasa yoga. So release the hands down, and as you inhale, breathe down, and then breathing out as the arms reach up, breathing up into the upper back and upper chest. And exhaling, and again this symbolic emptying and clearing as you lower the hands down. And going again twice more, inhaling and finding that expansion and length. And exhaling, and even at the end of the exhale, just noticing a slight pause. And ready again to inhale and be filled with life force, with prana, with energy. And exhale and empty all that is stale, all that is holding you back. And one last time like this, connecting movement and breath together. As I said, it's the essence of vinyasa yoga, and really connecting to your breath rhythm as well. Let my breath just be a guide. So as you rest the hands in namaste, another thing that sets yoga apart from other forms of exercise is cultivating an intention. So what is it that you would like from this practice? Maybe is there something that you want to bring into your life, into yourself, or maybe you have a friend or family member who needs this practice too but can't make it to the mat. So you could send your blessings to them through this practice. So once you've got your intention, then you hold that in your heart and mind. Or maybe it's letting it go like a dandelion puff on the wind. So then from here, if your legs are uncomfortable, feel free to rearrange even this diamond pose position. But if you can, staying here as you inhale, interlace the fingers and lift the elbows high. And with your exhale, press the palms away and round through the upper back. Inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale to interlace behind the back of the body, reaching the knuckles back, and take a deep inhale here. And exhaling, float the hands back around and into Namaste. Going again, inhale, interlace and lift the elbows high. As you exhale, press the palms away and make a rounded C shape through the spine. Inhale to reach from base all the way up to the index finger knuckles. And then as you exhale, release the right hand down and lean over to the right side. So I'm going to be mirroring you here. Inhale and take the arms up overhead and exhale over to the left. Actually bend that left elbow and let yourself move into the side bend. Inhaling. Take the arms up overhead and with your exhale, twist yourself around to the right side. Inhale, keep the left hand there and reach the right arm up and again into the side bend. And then crossing the arms over and entwining the arms. So you should have the right elbow on top. If you can't manage this, simply crossing without holding is fine. And then working with your breath. Inhale, 3 pulses here to lift the elbows high. Exhale, elbows into navel. And inhaling. So you might find that I breathe a little slower than other yoga teachers, and it's really the essence of being yoga as well, is that we've been maybe rushing around through our day, so it's really important, and our breath has been rushed as well, so it's important to slow it right down. Release the hands, hold the elbows for a moment and lift the elbows up to the sky, even lifting the shoulders up to the sky, like you have a tube of toothpaste and being squeezed up. And then exhaling and interlace behind the back of the body, reach the knuckles back. Then from here, I'll get you to come off your support and take the soles of the feet together. Cup the hands over the knees and inhale to lift and open through the spine. And as you exhale, forward fold, maybe taking the hands down to the feet. Inhaling and sliding the hands back up, lift the chest. And as you exhale, chin to the chest and rounding. Inhaling, lifting. So it's a 2-breath cycle. And exhale to fold, even bowing the head in if you're able to here. Inhale, slide the hands back up to the knees. And exhale, chin to the chest, and like you're hanging off the knees, round through the back. Inhale, lifting through the chest. And exhale to fold. Maybe pausing here for a moment, and if you're able to, allowing your head to soften down. If that's not available, just come back so that the elbows are resting more on the knees. Sometimes it can be a bit too intense for the back of the neck, especially if you've been sitting at the computer. So then let's come on up and pause for a moment and bring the hands back into Namaste, just noticing what you notice. Notice the shifts and changes, maybe the openings, the softenings. And let's do the other side. So inhale and interlace the fingers, lift the elbows high. As you exhale, press the palms away and rounding through the back. Inhale, if you're able to, you could have had the other index finger interlaced in front. Then we go to the left side first, so leaning left. Inhale, back up, palms touch. And leaning to the right. Opening through your left side gills there. Inhale, back up through center and then twisting. So twisting around to the left. Keep the right hand there, inhale the left arm up and reaching over to the right side. And then crossing the arms again. So remember, you don't have to have them crossed, but if you're able to, this is a great stretch for the space between the shoulder blades. Inhale to lift the elbows and exhaling and rounding. Inhale, remember the breath moves down into the belly, and breathe into the side ribs as well. So you don't want all the breath happening in the chest. You want to send the breath down first. Then releasing the hands, hold onto the elbows and pausing here. Again, think tube of toothpaste, lifting up, even lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. And then release and interlace behind the back of the body. Reach the knuckles back here. Again, coming to this diamond shape, so the soles of the feet touch. And you could keep the arms back like this, or hands onto the knees and then folding forward. So it just depends where you're at. That's the other thing with yoga, is you need to find the right variation for you. So it's a wonderful thing that we do, is listening to our body and not listening to where you think you should be, but rather listening to exactly what your body needs in this moment, which is a refined ear to hear what that is. So you can then inhale and come on up. Here we go, come up to stand. So separate the feet and use your hands for support, and simply rolling over to the feet so that they are hip-width apart, and moving them towards the front of the mat. Take the hands to the shins and lift halfway up here. And then bending the knees, just let the arms dangle like spaghetti as you inhale and come all the way up. Inhale the arms all the way up overhead, palms touch. And exhaling the hands down through center. So let's do just that arm movement that we did in the warm-up. Inhaling, sweeping out and up, and again connecting to what we call this full yogic breath. So as the arms reach down, you breathe down, and then breathing out to the side ribs, and then breathing into the upper back and the upper chest. And the exhale is this deep and complete emptying out. And then inhaling, sweep the arms up overhead. Bend the knees now and exhale to fold yourself forward and down. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift and lengthen through the spine. And then bend the knees, hands to the floor, step the right leg back to the back of the mat and taking the back knee onto the floor. Inhale and take the arms up overhead. You might find that you're back a little more like this, and that's totally fine. You could take some padding underneath this left right knee if you would like to. And then exhaling and taking the hands down onto the earth. Sometimes your dog might come in and might need some attention, which is totally fine as well. Dogs love yoga. Inhale and take the arms up overhead. And then exhaling and so that's how a downward dog is actually done. Isn't that nice to know? Inhale and sweep the arms up overhead and exhaling to rock back. So this is where your block could be helpful, and especially if you've got tight hamstrings. You might like to have the knee slightly bent as well. Oh. All right, and then taking yourself forward and lift the back knee, recoil and step yourself forward. Hands to the shins and lifting halfway up, lengthen through the spine, and exhale to fold yourself in. Inhale, reverse swan dive. So when you reverse swan dive, bend the knees and inhale yourself all the way up. Keeping the spine long and exhaling the hands down through Namaste. Inhaling and taking the arms up overhead. Exhale to fold yourself forward and down. Inhaling, lift and lengthen through the spine. And exhale your left leg back, taking care to not step on your doggy. Inhale and sweep the arms up. Remember, you could have some padding underneath that back knee if you need to, and that you don't want to feel any pain in the lower back. What you can do is engage through the core and lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor, and like that tube of toothpaste, think of that lengthening up to lift out of the lower back rather than compress into. And then exhaling and rocking back, and taking the block can be a good idea, and it's fine to keep this knee slightly bent. And then inhaling, so working with your breath, inhale and exhaling. And one more time, so flowing with the breath. Exhaling, rocking back, and just holding here for a moment. So this one, you want to think about length through the spine. Rather than rounding through the back, you're better off to be higher up on the block and maintain the natural curves of the spine. Okay, so then let's pop the block off to the side and rock forward, stepping yourself forward, and lift halfway up, lengthening through the spine. Exhale to lower. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale the right hand onto the right hip and lean over to the right. Inhale, sweeping back through center, and exhale to the other side. Inhale, sweeping up. And as you exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back of the body, reach the knuckles back. So as we go towards a back bend here, rather than pressing the hips forward, think about your thigh bones moving back, and then a fountain bursting through the chest as you lift. Then touch the hands to the backs of the thighs and folding yourself forward and down. Just nod the head yes a few times. Inhale to lift halfway up, and then exhale your right leg back to the back of the mat. Turn the back heel in and down and come on up into your Virabhadrasana 2. So in this position, there's another good down dog. So the back toes turn in, and you've got that front heel aligned with the back arch. So as you inhale, again working with the breath, inhale and come into a reverse warrior. Right hand to the thigh, left arm to the sky, and exhaling elbow to knee and stretching through that right side body. And twice more like this, inhaling and growing into your reverse warrior, keeping a nice deep bend in that in the front knee, and then exhaling. And one last time, inhaling and exhale. So then from here, we'll simply come into this central position and switch to the other side. So turn the right toes out, or switching front to back now, and coming into this Virabhadrasana 2. Again, your front heel aligns with the back arch, and the arms are here parallel to the floor. Inhale, come into a reverse warrior. And exhale, elbow to knee, and stretching long now through the left side body. Inhale into your reverse warrior, deepening the lunge. Make sure that you stay long through that inner front thigh. And exhale, elbow to knee. And last one, inhaling. And exhale. So from here, release the hand down, one hand either side of the foot, and stepping back into plank pose. You might like to take the knees to the floor, but otherwise plank pose is shoulders, hips and heels all in one line. The common rookie error is hips are too high or they're too low. So practicing with a mirror or take a little selfie can be helpful. Then press the earth away from you as you lower yourself down. Rise up into a back bend, cobra, or you could take a sphinx pose. And here, look into the belly, lift through the belly, and then lengthen the chest forward. So again, you don't want any compression in the lower back. You want to instead think of length and maybe that fountain bursting through the chest. And exhaling to lower down. Rise up just through hands and knees. And then crossing the legs over and coming to sit back. But if that's too much on your knees, just swinging to the side and bringing the legs around. So we'll then come down onto the back. And take a threading the needle pose. So take your right leg and bring it across the body. So you've got this figure 4 shape. Then the right hand goes between the legs and interlacing either at the shin or the back of the thigh. And good to keep this right foot active, toes drawing back, and take a little bit of rocking side to side. You can then touch the foot down onto the floor, and we'll come up into a bridge position. So inhaling, take the arms overhead and lift the hips up, and exhaling, hips down and arms down. And going again, inhale and exhaling. So opening up through the quads and the pelvis, inhaling. And then bring the right knee into the chest, extend the leg up, and exhaling and lowering that straight leg down. And just doing some core activation here. Draw the knee into the chest, extend the leg up, and exhaling, lowering down. So you could stay like this, or if you wanted to, add in that bridge pose lift. This time the hands just stay alongside the hips, so they are there for support. And last one. So as you come down, you can place the foot down, lift the hips up and take them over to the right side as you open the arms out into a T position. And bring the knees over to the left and come into a spinal twist. So you've probably done a twist like this before. Feel free to rearrange your body. Some people like to straighten the bottom leg out. Others might like to straighten the top leg out. Do think about this right ribs and right ear coming down towards the floor. And again, your breath moving in and out of the belly. And then releasing back into center. And feeling the difference left and right sides. So then from here, take your left leg up and cross it over the body. Again, you've got that figure 4 shape there. And take the left hand between the legs and add in this little bit of rocking. If you're strained through the neck here, you could use a pillow for support or folded blanket or something. If your anatomy supports it, you could use your left elbow to press the left knee away from you. You should be feeling a stretch through the outer glute here, outer left thigh. And maybe as you rock from side to side, you'll move into and out of the intensity of it, so it won't be as intense for you. Okay, then releasing and touching down. So we've got our 3 bridge poses, inhaling and lifting the arms up and hips up, and exhaling, hips lower down and hands reach over. Inhale and lifting and exhaling. And last one, inhale. And then as you exhale, stretch the leg up and lower that straight leg down. So a bit of a core work here. Again, knee into the chest and stretch the leg up, and then exhaling to lower. And then inhaling, knee into the chest and stretching up, and exhale. Think about lower back moving towards the floor and navel to spine. And last one, inhale up, exhale down. If you wanted to, you could stay with that, or we'll do a couple lifting up into the bridge. So the hips do come down eventually, but there's a smoothness to your descent, and as you control that descent, it's going to add more intensity and more strength is required. So then coming down and into the spinal twist again, open the arms out into that T position and taking the hips over to the left side and then the knees to the right. Then remember, you can rearrange as you need to and come into the twist, thinking about this left shoulder blade, left ribs coming down towards the floor, even the left ear coming down towards the floor. Still breathing down into your belly and following that exhalation as well. So again, you might notice how you skimp on the exhale, that you need to finish things, doing that with that example of the breath. So emptying and clearing. And then you can come back up through center and place yourself down for Shavasana. So stretching the legs out. It can be nice to have a folded blanket underneath the knees or a bolster underneath the knees. It's good to have the palms facing upwards in Shavasana. So Shavasana is a space for us to allow all the goodness that we've cultivated through the yoga practice to settle into our bones, so that openness and ease and all the benefits may be carried with you off the mat and into your day, into all your interactions. Every glance, every breath. So feel free to stay as long as you're able in Shavasana. When you come out, you can go one hand onto your heart and one hand onto your belly and just connect back into your intention, whatever that intention was for you. Feel how it's either arrived, fully experienced, or maybe you just caught glimpses, and maybe you can trust that it's on its way to you. Arising from Shavasana, make sure you do that in gentle stages. And it's always nice to finish the practice in a way that honors you, that honors the practice of yoga, maybe just for a moment cultivating a heartfelt gratitude towards yourself, towards this path of yoga, towards friends and family, all your connections. Namaste.